I'm the least consistent person in the world. Well, inconsistently lazy. But thanks for showing up again and just supporting the podcast. We're back to God of War again. Um, God, it's been like 2 or 3 months since I recorded a podcast, so a lot's gone down. Da, da, da. In the story, trying to catch us up after 2 months. I tried to stay sharp a little bit and did a couple of things. So I'm wearing a little bit of new armor. I hadn't played. There's the Niflheim realm, where you can go and clear out this fog and get some new armor and stuff like that. So I was doing that to get my bearings back and picked up some new armor along the way. So the whole shtick behind the Niflheim realm is that the fog hurts you and you have a limited time to run through. Mostly a post-game activity. Not really too much story going on there other than the lore. So that's a lot of fun. Different kind of challenge if you played it before and you went through the story already, or you just like playing God of War. It's, I mean, I do. I like all the mechanics and the fighting and stuff like that. I always thought it was a fun game for me. So that's kind of what I did to get back into it. Wonder. Gotta go. What? The journey. Locate the mysterious door. Yep, so that's what I've been doing in the meantime in the game. Where we were last, I believe we were in Helheim. We got sent back to Helheim by Baldur. He caught us up somewhere, and we ended back in Helheim. And now here we are. We got whatever we needed from Helheim to open a door to the realm of the Frost Giants, Jotunheim. And so now to progress and open that door, we have to mess around with Tyr's Gate and the temple.
But what is this place?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Nobody knows, boy. And so now we're here to mess around in Tyr's temple to try to unlock a way for us to get into Jotunheim.
Should I shoot it?
Nope, mobile live board. You should, please. But yeah, I think I saw the last computer file in my for the podcast, the video file. I think it was dated May 10th, so it's been a whopping 3 months since I last posted or recorded a podcast.
Seem to mirror the ones above.
Once here. Oh, okay. And we've done a lot. We went to 2 weddings, one over in Florida, down in Naples. That was a lot of fun. I might have talked about it on the last one. I don't know, but whatever, for the 21st episode, right? Up where? Yes. And Florida, not crazy about it. Not gonna lie, I did.
Magic to protect the Black Rune. The clue we seek may be inside.
Huh. Right next to the Jotunheim door.
Interesting. But can we reach it?
Not from here.
And ooh.
Oh, what's behind there?
Oh. Door. Oh. Yeah, Naples. I think I offended somebody talking about it. Naples seems like a fake city. It felt like I was in the back lot of Universal Studios. It was these weird, like, pastel-colored buildings that were immaculate, super clean. Not very many people around. But that was a good time. It's always a good time with Amber's family. Never have a bad time, usually. But nothing too crazy went there. All the uncles adopted me. They just welcomed me farther into the family. Some of the more distant relatives that we don't spend too much time with, we were like the unofficial ambassadors to the California family. From the California family, I mean. But that was an overall good time. It was the second wedding that was a little bit more
Boy,
party,
this is the
more
room for your night.
kind of younger people, mostly friends, not too much
On
family.
the other side of the door.
The upside
That was
down
in
door.
Louisville. Louisville was a
What are you
blast.
thinking?
Super
Stand
underrated
back.
city. Didn't think I was going to have as much fun as we did there. I mean, right when we got there, the bride and the groom, their parents had, as I think it was their wedding gift, the groom's parents. The groom's parents had rented out some room above a brewery just to have a dinner 2 nights before the wedding.
We can
So that was a bunch of fun, but got ourselves into a weird situation. We met an interesting fellow.
Things are happening.
I'm excited for Ragnarok. I love like the whole aesthetic of this God of War game, and
Okay. I don't think they're attacking.
Boy, on the statues.
I see them. It says void.
Void.
Ominous.
Say. But we made all the small talk.
Read.
Before the first, after the last. Nothing between, no shadow cast.
If you mean to break those chains, I'm afraid you'll need to go see to it personally.
No shit. But we made all the small talk, you know, the boring stuff. What do you do for a living? Where are you from? What's going on? But more objectively speaking, we were trying to figure out what to do with our spare day. And in Louisville, none of us had been there before. We went as a crew. Amber's bunch of friends, two other couples from Amber's program. Been playing.
Not sure what happens when we recklessly upend a room that's rooted to
Me
8 other
neither.
realms.
Been playing Ghost of Tsushima
But it's a
Tsushima
relief to imagine
lately.
it gets us to yacht
So
night.
my controls and fingers are all
Well, who knows?
confused.
Perhaps you and Tyr are the same kind of mad.
But back to our conversation with all the people. Met some interesting people. Some people from different militaries, different walks of life, family, stuff like that.
His name is Virgil now.
But when we were trying to figure out what
He was the king of the
we should
giants.
do the next day,
Aye, that he was.
we were trying to avoid all the touristy things,
Said he
just
had a lot of
because we weren't really there
That,
to
little
be
brother, is
tourists.
what
We were
call
there
an
to
understatement.
have a good time. All the grad students, as summer starting and
giants died
stuff
from
like that.
old age.
Everybody's been working their asses off all semester, so
They're among
we were
the
trying to have some fun. We ended up going to this row of bars. I don't know how to explain it. It was a couple of blocks. And we ended up going to a couple like 4 or 5 different bars. We just went and walked down there. There was some plaza that had
Traps.
kidding. Love me some death traps when I'm trying to talk. Freeze anything? Oh. I went to this pizza place. It was Detroit style pizza. I'd never had Detroit style pizza outside of like like a Little Caesars deep dish. So definitely a treat. Might be my favorite. I had the Chicago deep dish. There's a place in LA called Masa Pizza in Echo Park, Silver Lake area. That is really good. Where is it? World Serpent. God, I need those. Ruined me. Yeah, I also beat all the Valkyries. That was the first time doing that. That's another little in-game activity. There's Valkyries throughout the world. I'm sure I recorded one on there at one point in time. Cool.
I'd have thought, brother. Why don't you let the lad carry me for a while?
Can't let you miss this. No.
You're enjoying this, aren't you?
I'm that Detroit style pizza was amazing, but after that we took a walk. Oh, figured it out. Get
Jay, we made it.
Time to do what you do, brother.
the little bars that we found were super cool. There was one, I don't even know how to explain what it was. It was a wine and cocktail bar
Not referring to us.
that had this garden in the back you can go sit on. It reminded me a lot of, stereotypically, admittedly, kind of like those Chinese or Japanese gardens that you see in movies sometimes with bonsai trees and stuff like that. It was super relaxing, and they just had one big picnic table in the back, so the six of us went in and sat down, had a couple of cocktails there, but the next bar was super throwback. It was almost like it was catering to 30-year-olds, which was odd in a college town. I think it was called, couldn't have been Garage Bar. Maybe it was Garage Bar. I'm pretty certain it was Garage Bar now. And playing all early 2000s music, mid 2000s, a lot of Kid Cudi, so I was definitely a fan. And so I got to sneak a couple hits of the pen while I was there, enjoyed while everybody played. While everybody else played, what's it called? Amber always calls it hacky sack, so I know I'm gonna call it that forever. God damn it, Amber's messing me up. What is the name? Cornhole. So they were playing cornhole, and other people were playing ping pong, smoking some cigars. So that was really chill. The cocktails weren't that good there, but I mean, it's still a, whatever he's doing. And I say not that good because I fancied myself some real fancy whiskey. And now I got spoiled. There's some college bars here in Athens that have blends for real cheap. It's like $9 a pour, and by LA prices, that's amazing. And I went to a client site the other week and found some more of it there, and it was triple the price, or double the price rather, for the same small pour. First, I did. And so there it was just Jack and Cokes or whatever college age drinks were being served there. Let's check. But the third bar, was almost, it just seemed like a, I don't even know how to explain it, like an Applebee's or something. It wasn't a like super fancy. It was just a straight up just felt like a corporate sports bar. But we went there specifically because we were recommended to go to the speakeasy. And that takes us back to that weird character we met. And I say weird because he left out a lot of information on this place. That or the people who were talking to him, because we divided and conquer. I didn't talk to them really, so. And so I didn't get to ask any questions or pick up on the vibe, and now I'm learning that the friends that we drove up with are a little bit younger than us. They were like 23, 24, and Amber and I are 31. So not like the craziest age gap, right? But I mean, I don't know, maybe that was enough that I would have picked up on something from these people, but apparently this guy was telling us that he had like a... There we are. That he had a strange experience there where some swingers tried to pick him up, but he just told them like, hey, there's a speakeasy, you guys should go there. Right. So anyway, back to the weird little corporate sports bar type thing. So we went and knocked on this door that was it's kind of like behind the that was behind the bar. It wasn't
The other
like, if you didn't know that you were trying to get into a speakeasy, it was definitely not something that you should have been doing. And we just knocked, and these people, the waitresses, came up to us almost like we shouldn't have been doing it, and just told us like, hey, you guys, what's going on? I'm like, oh, we're here for the speakeasy. Okay, go to the bar, order some drinks, we'll let you know when to go in. And so now we downed probably like 3 beers or something like that, enough to where we had been there for a while. And this is where it comes in handy. If anybody else out there is listening is a little bit on the younger side, listen, make some friends with some 30-year-olds. I say that because we're a little bit entitled. We're not that old, but we think we're old, so we feel like we get the senior discount already.
Ah, it's the other kind. Variety is so important.
Okay. Okay.
I truly do hate this part.
I know.
And we finally and so finally it had been like 45 minutes or an hour, and our 30-year-old entitled asses get up to go and see what's going on. Now, once again, love the mechanics, sometimes pain in the ass. And so after that hour, we get back up and just go knock on the door again, and I didn't hear this, but the younger couple that we came up with, I guess, said to that third couple that stayed in the Airbnb with us, like, oh, let mom and dad handle it. So we walked up and was like, hey, we bought the drinks, what's good? Are you guys gonna let us in? Or you ain't? What's going on? I mean, it's not like we're dressed up super nice, which, I mean, this will make sense next. We did we walked in. Anyway,
I, for one,
finally
don't
got
doubt
through that puzzle. So we made it down into the speakeasy after we had to tell them, okay, what's going on? We bought these drinks, or do we have to leave? Are you guys gonna let us in? What's happening?
They're just waiting for
And so they let us in, and they put us all at this big table. There were 6 of us. And we didn't expect it, but it was like all 30, 40, 50-year-old whiskeys and cocktails. Like the cheapest thing was a little, like the size of an old-fashioned. It was $25 or something like that. Which, I mean, like if you're trying to spend money, cool. But if you ain't, like, then this is not the place to be. But so everybody just got one cocktail, whatever was on the menu. Going down, they had like 2 pre-made things, and then a big whiskey list. Which I ended up getting. My grandpa loves Crown Royal, so I got it's like a 50 or a 53-year-old Crown Royal, thinking like, oh, this has got to be great. I don't know if I'd ever drink that again, especially at $50 a pour or whatever it was. And it was so strange. It tasted great. It was the smoothest softball I've ever had. Spinning. And but it smelled like gasoline. It was just super hard on the nose, like you're smelling rubbing alcohol kind of thing. But it was so strange because the taste did not match the smell at all. But I mean, don't get me wrong, if somebody offered me some, I'd definitely drink it, but I don't know about ordering it. And like I mentioned earlier, I got a real fond of Blanton's. The other day I just happened to come up on a bottle. I've seen it once in the store before, and that was like a year ago. But that was before I got turned on to it. And so after I started enjoying it everywhere, I told myself, like, I'm gonna keep a little bit of cash saved up in the savings just in case I ever run into it again. And I was ready for it. And a year later, after the first time I saw it in the store, they had a bottle in it the other day, so I ended up getting it. So now, Pop, if you're listening, is waiting for you come November. I didn't research an artist of the week, but I do want to go ahead and give a recommendation. I guess I'll do a better artist of the week in next week. Or it's I've been listening to this guy. He's a rapper first, but I saw him on this great podcast, Kill Tony. His name's Freddie Gibbs. It was great. It was during, so maybe I did talk about him. Am I wrong? I definitely spoke about him because it was around Black History Month when I saw him on Kill Tony, and for Black History Month he went on the Joe Rogan podcast and just kind of gave him some flack and made fun of him for that video that came out, and after that went on Kill Tony. Hey, the format of Kill Tony is great, so it absolutely gives an awesome format of a podcast. I recommend it highly. Definitely recommend watching it on YouTube. The format of the show is there's a bunch of brand new comics who had never done it before. Alright, nope. And Tony Hitchcliffe, he's a comedian, used to be in LA, now he's in Austin, one of those guys. And the show Kill Tony, he has a bunch of open micers or very young comedians in their career sign up for the show and they put their names in a bucket. And throughout the show, he pulls names out of that bucket.
Time to flip the temple.
Yes, sir. What?
Just agree to stop saying flip the temple. It's starting to sound normal.
And so they get to go up and they get a minute. They get 60 seconds to say whatever they need to say. And at the end of them, they either make fun of them or give them a couple pointers.
An army of statues.
I don't think they're the kind that come to life, if that's what you're worried about. Tyr often said that in the world of peace he envisioned, the only soldiers he'd need would be statues. Bless his heart, but the bugger did take himself rather seriously, didn't he?
And the show's really good, super funny. And then in between those, and during that feedback, they're making fun of him or actually giving them feedback. If you catch it where Ron White's the guest, he usually gives good feedback. But everybody else, like Freddie Gibbs, just kind of talk shit. But any Hoodles, love his music, very kind of early hip hop style. Hi, Boop. And some of this. What's that? Okay. I'll be right there. Minute and a half, and I would have recorded for 30 minutes. What? There's no food? Wow. Naturally. What'd George do? Some of the songs I'm listening to him for sure. The one that's coming to my mind right away is Cane Train. Oh. We got. So anyway, I think I'm gonna go cook some dinner. So a short one, but glad I did it. Glad I got back into it. Lies. But thanks for coming. Follow everywhere, like and subscribe on the YouTubes, on the Twitches, on the Instagrams, Twitters, stuff like that. The Facebook that exists apparently that I don't use. I swear I'll get better. That's the goal. Anyway.